I am Sarah Beth Herman, CEO of Dentistry Support, a remote dental admin team specializing in dental billing, dental insurance verifications, and dental phone support. We provide free training for the dental community. Today, I will be discussing an important topic that affects every dental office and its patients: understanding dental insurance explanation of benefits, or EOBs. As dental professionals, we know that the insurance can be complicated and overwhelming, but learning to read and interpret EOBs can help us better serve our patients and navigate the insurance landscape. In this presentation, I will provide you with a comprehensive guide on how to read dental insurance EOBs, including the different sections, common terminology, and how to spot errors. By the end of this session, you will have a better understanding of dental insurance EOBs and how to use that knowledge to improve the dental care experience for both you and your patients. Thank you for joining me today. Before we dive into the specifics of how to read a dental insurance EOB, it is important to note that not all EOBs are created equal. Each dental insurance company may have its own format and terminology, making it difficult to compare and understand. However, we will be using a Delta Dental EOB as a generic base point to help you learn the basics of reading and interpreting an EOB. Delta Dental is one of the largest dental insurance providers in the United States, and its EOB is widely used by many dental offices. Although there may be some variation to the layout and terminology used by other dental insurance companies, the basic concepts and information covered in a Delta Dental EOB are likely to be similar to those other EOBs. With that in mind, let's take a closer look at a Delta Dental EOB and break down its different sections and components. By understanding the structure and language of an EOB, you will be better equipped to identify important details and provide accurate information to your patients. Section 1 is all about who the insurance carrier is. Of course, you'll recognize the name when viewing this online or via mail. Nonetheless, it's important for you to understand the layout. Now let's focus on Section 2 of learning to read a dental insurance EOB. Locating the subscriber information. This may seem very basic, but it is crucial to know where to find the subscriber's information, as it is essential for determining coverage and eligibility. The subscriber is typically the person who holds the insurance policy and is responsible for paying the premiums. In most cases, the subscriber is also the patient, but this may not always be the case. It is important to identify the subscriber correctly to ensure that the correct insurance policy is being utilized for the claim. To locate the subscriber information, look for a section of the EOB labeled Subscriber Information or Policyholder Information. This section will typically include the subscriber's name, policy, or group number, and the subscriber's identification number. It is important to verify that the information on the EOB matches the information you have on file for the patient. If there are any discrepancies, contact the insurance company for clarification to avoid claim denials or delays. Moving on to Section 3. You may think this is a repeat of what we just talked about as for Section 2. However, I call this area on the explanation of benefits form a details of verification box, meaning it includes all of those details that we just talked about, and it's the place that you're going to verify all of the information in your system against to make sure you've got the right patient up. This section provides information on how the insurance company actually verified that they had the right patient when the claim was submitted. This section may look different with other dental insurance providers, but the purpose remains the same: to ensure the correct patient is receiving the benefits that they are entitled to. This verification process is essential for preventing fraud and protecting patient privacy. The details of verification box may include information such as the subscriber's identification number, the patient's name and date of birth, or other identifying information. This is important to review, as it can help you identify any discrepancies or variances in the patient's information that may be causing claim denials or delays. It's important to note that if there are any discrepancies in the patient's information, such as a misspelled name or incorrect date of birth, it can cause issues with claim processing. Therefore, it is crucial to ensure that the information submitted on the claim form from your dental practice management system matches the information on file with the insurance carrier. Section 4 of the EOB is the explanation of benefits, like the actual part that's the EOB, which is the most critical section of this document as it provides detailed information on the services and procedures performed. It's important to take your time and thoroughly understand each section to ensure accurate claim processing and reimbursement. We recommend going through this section from left to right, focusing on the following 5 boxes first. Tooth number. This indicates the specific tooth that was treated or serviced. It's important to note that some insurance providers may use different tooth numbering systems. So be sure to check the EOB for any specific instructions or key for decoding the numbering system chosen. Surface. This refers to the specific surface of the tooth that was treated or serviced. For example, M stands for mesial. MO stands for mesial occlusal. DO stands for distal occlusal. MOD stands for mesial occlusal distal, and so on. Service date. This indicates the date on which the service or procedure was performed. Be sure to check that the service date matches the date of service recorded in your practice management system. Procedure code. This is the specific code for the service or procedure that was performed. It's important to use the correct code to ensure accurate processing and reimbursement. Submitted amount. This is the amount that was billed to the insurance provider for the services or procedures done. Be sure to check that the amount submitted matches the amount recorded in your practice management system. By focusing on these 5 boxes first, you can quickly identify any discrepancies or errors in the EOB and take the appropriate action to resolve them. As you become more familiar with reading EOBs, you can start to explore the other sections and understand how they affect claim processing and reimbursement. Continuing with Section 4 of the Delta Dental EOB, the next critical pieces of information to review are approved amount and contract allowed. The approved amount is the amount that Delta Dental or whichever dental insurance company EOB you are referencing has approved for the service or procedure performed. This amount may be less than the submitted amount, depending on the insurance plan's coverage and benefits. The contract allowed is the amount that the insurance company has agreed to pay your dental practice for the service or procedure performed. This amount may be less than the approved amount, depending on the provider's contracted rates with that insurance company. It is essential to review these amounts carefully and understand how they impact your reimbursement. If the approved amount is less than the amount you charged, you may need to adjust your fees accordingly. If the contract allowed is less than the approved amount, you may need to review your provider contract and ensure that you are adhering to the contracted rates. It is also important to note that the contract allowed can vary depending on your office's network section. If you are part of Delta Dental PPO or Premier Network, the contracted allowed may be different than if you are part of their out-of-network provider network. It is essential to understand which network section your office is a part of and review your fee schedules accordingly. This goes for any insurance company, not just Delta Dental. By understanding the approved amount and contract allowed and reviewing your fee schedules regularly, you can ensure that your practice is receiving accurate and fair reimbursement for the services and procedures you provide to Delta Dental patients or any insurance patients. And most importantly, that you are not posting the wrong fees to the ledger and having to make unnecessary adjustments. Moving on in Section 4 of this Delta Dental EOB, the next critical pieces of information to review are the financial details, including deductible, copay percentage, patient payment, and Delta payment. The deductible is the amount that the patient is responsible for paying before insurance coverage kicks in. The copay percentage is the percentage of the cost of the service or procedure that the patient is responsible for paying after the deductible has been met. The patient payment is the amount that the patient owes for the service or procedure performed. This amount may include the deductible, copay percentage, and any non-covered charges. The Delta payment is the amount that Delta Dental will pay for the service or procedure performed. It is essential to review these financial details carefully and ensure that they are accurately recorded in your practice management system. Mistakes can easily happen, such as mixing up columns or entering the wrong amount in the ledger, which can result in inaccurate billing and reimbursement. By double checking these financial details and reconciling them with your practice management system, you can ensure that your patients are accurately billed and your practice is receiving the appropriate reimbursement from Delta Dental according to their terms and conditions of any agreement that your dental office may have. The final portion that we will review in Section 4 is the reference code. Now, we're going to move this to the very last section of this training, which is Section 6. Let's keep going. Section 5 of the Delta Dental EOB includes important information on the patient's benefit year, which includes the start date of the year, the amount of the deductible used to date, and the maximum coverage allowed for that year. It's essential to review this section carefully and ensure that you update your dental practice management system with any updated benefit year information while you are posting the payments. This will help ensure that your records are accurate and you can provide the patient with updated information on their benefits as needed. By staying up to date with patients' benefit year information, you can help ensure that you are accurately billing for services and that your patients are aware of any changes in their coverage throughout the year. Section 6 of the Delta Dental EOB covers the reference codes. I call this the "but why" section. But why did the insurance do that? Reference codes are typically used by Delta Dental to provide additional information about the claim or to indicate any specific processing requirements. These codes can vary, so it's important to review them carefully and understand their meaning. For example, a reference code may indicate that a specific service requires pre-authorization before it can be covered. Other codes may indicate that a particular service is limited to a certain number of times per year, or that it is only covered under specific circumstances. It is important to understand these reference codes and communicate them to the patient so they are aware of any limitations or requirements for their coverage. Additionally, understanding these codes can help ensure that claims are processed correctly and that your practice is accurately reimbursed for services provided. It is important to remember that while this training focuses on how to read a Delta Dental EOB, it is crucial to understand that all EOBs may look different. With that being said, the concepts covered in this training can serve as a basis for understanding how to read and interpret other EOBs as well. It's important to stay up to date with your network status when posting payments for your dental office. By doing so, you can ensure that you are providing accurate information to patients and processing claims correctly, ultimately leading to better patient care and reimbursements for your dental practice. Thank you for attending this free training provided by Dentistry Support. If you have questions or concerns or comments, please refer to our legal disclaimer. To join the Dental Collaborative, a network of over 100,000 dentists who subscribe to our emails, you can visit our website, dentistrysupport.com, or connect with us on Facebook by searching the group The Dental Collaborative.